Welcome back to Everything Home with Renee. I'm Renee, and you're probably wondering, what is she doing with this silly little hat on? Well, let me tell you. This DIY that I'm doing today was inspired by no other than my daughter, my beautiful little daughter, who I am so very proud of. At the ripe old age of 23, she is teaching English to grade school children over in France. This will be her sixth trip to France since she's become a French teacher. And this little gal has inspired me so much in her young life to firmly believe that if you have a dream, do it afraid, and just have fun. Be what you want to be. Chase your dreams and you can do it. So, bonjour, Clarissa, et je t'aime. I love you. And this video was inspired by you. I have a lot of supplies here today. A lot of things are just simply embellishments, bows, ribbons, lace material that I have collected over numerous months and years to add to my collection of stuff. But I also have a few little trinkets from the Dollar Tree, like this cute little Eiffel Tower ornament, this faux foam pumpkin that we have seen many DIYs done with. But I really wanted to go way out there and do something totally different. I hope you like it. I decided to film it because this is for me. It's going to have a special place in my heart and in my home, because I'm going to turn this plain little orange pumpkin into a beautiful little teapot. Yes, a teapot. And on top of that, I'm going to take this gorgeous picture that I absolutely love of my pretty daughter in France, and I am going to style that onto the teapot so that it's also like a picture frame, so that I can always look at it and think of her. So let's hope this turns out the way I think. I hope you enjoy this DIY. And without further ado, I'm going to take my fancy little French hat and my fancy little Merci t-shirt, and we're going to have us a little shabby chic style Paris themed DIY party. So come on guys, let's get this thing rolling. Thanks again, and if you like my channel, please remember, thumbs up, like me, and subscribe. I'll see you in a minute and we'll get to work.
Start with your foam pumpkin and some real pumpkin stems. Cut out your top, and I cut the pumpkin stems and glued them so that they would form the shape of a handle of a teapot. I then cut little divots where the teapot handle will insert so that it dips in a bit when I glue it. I used my apple barrel acrylic white paint and a sponge brush, and I just put 2 nice coats of white paint all over the foam pumpkin so that I would have a good base. I did this to the lid also, and then I took these little napkins from the Dollar Tree that had a Paris theme to them, and make sure you separate the napkins so that you have only one thin layer with a design on the front. Now the best way to cut these out, because you do want jagged edges, the jagged edges will blend better when you decoupage, is dip a paintbrush into plain water and make an outline wherever you want the napkin to pull apart. And when you gently pull, it comes apart very easily. It's much easier than cutting or ripping. You can see how easily it comes apart. And again, it's just plain water that you make your outline and gently pull. Then we take some decoupage glue. Mine is just a mixture of water and Elmer's glue. And decide where you want to place your image, and then we'll decoupage that on. I put a coat of decoupage glue on the pumpkin itself first, and then I lay the image over top. Make sure you have a piece of saran wrap with you, and I'll show you how this helps. Lay your image over the decoupage glue, and then place your saran wrap over top. And all you have to do is pull it very tight and rub across, and it helps to get out all of the wrinkles and give good adhesion. And then you can put your coat of decoupage glue over top of your napkin. Do gentle strokes because too much pressure will rip the napkin. Here's the finished product after being decoupaged. I did the top, bottom of the pumpkin, and the lid on both sides. Now I use a combination of my E6000 and my hot glue. I just put a tiny dab of E6000 into each divot where the handle is going to go. That way I can make sure that the handle has very good adhesion. Be gentle with your hot glue because hot glue will melt foam, so if you have a low setting, it's best to use that. When I placed the handle on, I pushed it into the divot so that it would countersink into the pumpkin. I then used the same combination of E6000 and hot glue to put on the spout. I took the Eiffel Tower Christmas ornament and just trimmed it in half, top and a bottom, with a pair of sharp scissors. And I attached the top of the Eiffel Tower to the lid. The bottom of the Eiffel Tower I attached with hot glue, and this is all I needed for the bottom because, as I said, the hot glue will kind of melt into the foam, therefore it indents on its own, and it goes firmly in place. Sorry about that. I then took the photo of my daughter and I cut it out into a shape that was kind of uneven and lacy looking, and decided where I wanted to place it. I then took a pair of scissors, and around the edges of the photo I just made quite a few little slats about ½ an inch deep, and that way the photo would be very bendable and pliable, and when I hot glued it on, all of the edges would adhere well. And there you have it. I then took some more of the homemade decoupage glue and I put a coating over top of the picture to seal it. It will not hurt the picture, it will just give it a good seal. I wanted to put lace around the lid, so I simply did a folding method, and I would glue the lace down, fold a piece over towards itself, and glue it down again. And this gave me a ruffled effect. I then took a little bit of ribbon, and I believe I found this ribbon at Walmart, but I don't remember when. It's a leaf pattern in a pale pink, and I just thought it would be pretty to put that right around the edge, inside edge of the lace. Now we're going to take some of these beautiful stand-up pearls, is what I call them. They're flat on one side, and the other side the pearls stand face up. And I thought they would look very pretty right over top of those leaf ribbon. Kind of look like little pearl lights around the top of the Eiffel Tower. And I just hot glued the edge of those and placed them as I wanted them to make them stand up. And it's turning out really pretty. Remember, this is shabby chic, so more is more. I had an extra sprig of some spring flowers that I had saved, and I pulled them all apart into tiny pieces and then hot glued them at intervals, pink and white, around the top inside the pearls. Now on to the picture. I took a very thin string of pearls and I hot glued that all the way around the outside edge of the picture, following the design that I had cut. Once that was complete, I took a strand of stand-up pearls and I glued them around the small strand of pearls. We're definitely going to make this shabby and cute. This is why it's fun to have a batch of accessories, anything you can think of. Jewels off of an old dress or an old shirt, old jewelry that you can cut apart. You can find your own embellishments almost anywhere without ever buying extra. Just tear something apart that has some bling and you can turn it shabby in a heartbeat. One more piece of bling added to around the picture. A pretty little piece of lace that I have had in my stash for a long time, and it seemed like the perfect time to use it. And this lace will be hot glued around the back of the stand-up pearls. It just adds dimension and gives it that pretty, shabby, soft, feminine look. I used the tip of my scissors to make sure that the lace was adhered well, and that way I didn't burn my fingers. I added some of the same lace around the spout and around the top and the bottom of the handle, and then I also added the tiny pearls around the base of the handle and the spout. These are like a little straight pin with a loop on the top. I got them in the sewing section of the store, and I just strung some embellishments onto these pins. I put a dab of hot glue at the top so that it would keep the embellishment steady and not slide around as I was stringing on the pearls. And then I added 4 or 5 pearls under the gold embellishment, because what I'm trying to do here is recreate an antique hat pin to add into the pumpkin for more shabby chicness. I also put a tiny dab of hot glue on my last bead so that it would hold that in place as I pushed it into the pumpkin. Now, how shabby is that? Cute little hat pins. I then took some of the white acrylic paint and just very lightly with my sponge brush brushed it over the ridges and the tall edges of the spout and of the handle. And that just gave it a rustic, pretty, shabby appearance. Just imagine, from an orange Dollar Tree pumpkin into something this beautiful.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm so glad that you stuck through to the end to see how this turned out and how I styled it. My beautiful little Dollar Tree pumpkin turned teapot. I couldn't be happier. I'm really so excited, guys. It is adorable. It's adorable up here on my little shelf with the rest of my little teacups and tea saucers and teapots that I collect. But this one, yeah, it has definitely a special place in my heart because this has a picture of my little angel on it. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Remember, it's for inspiration. Think outside the box. Make something up that you love. I mean, this was really, truly shabby chic. And with shabby chic, more is more. With other things, less is more. But this is shabby and fun and lacy and frilly and very charming. In the end, I do want to add that I did decide to put a coat of the Rust-Oleum triple thick polyurethane over the top. So I coated the picture itself and I coated the teapot so that it would have more of a shine to it and look like glass. And I love the triple thick for that effect. So I will put that in the description box along with everything else. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, guys. It really helps my channel. And if you like and subscribe, it helps even more. You can always click the little bell if you want notified when I load up more videos. And Clarissa, if you're watching from over the pond in France, je t'aime, ma petite chou. I love you. And I love all of you too. Thanks again. Come back and see me. Bye.